Hi, folks, and welcome to the podcast. We're going to do a special episode tonight with our good friends Eric and Nicole.
Hello.
And we're going to follow up on Lil Sebastion and his adventures and how he went on a long adventure in this episode of Parks and Rec, The Adventure of Dying.
Yeah, apparently he's dead in this episode.
Yeah, so spoiler alert, this is the one where Lil Sebastion is dead. Is dying or is dead.
I don't know. I haven't seen it, so I will join in this adventure with the audience, not so much Lil Sebastion.
Let's just do a little quick recap or intro. Chris, you have seen just a few episodes of this show, but you definitely haven't seen this episode, right?
To my knowledge, I have not seen this episode, although I've seen apparently parts of other episodes, that we've been watching, and they're ringing a bell. So
okay.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, it is definitely one of those shows that gets a lot of clips online or GIFs and stuff.
Yeah, that could be where I'm remembering some of this stuff from.
So Eric and Nicole, how did you?
We actually watched the entire series all the way through in binge format.
I first watched it when it actually was out. Then we started watching it together because we started dating and he had to catch up.
That's how that goes.
We pretty much finished it all in one kind of...
And we just started again this weekend. It's funny seeing the baby characters again.
Oh, yeah.
They're just starting to evolve.
We talked about how weird it is, what you remember from the characters, and then go back to watch the first season of any show.
Mm-hmm.
It's always a shock. This is Season 3, Episode 16. Originally aired on May 19th, 2011, and was written by Dan Gore and directed by Dean Holland. Apparently they have a lot of different directors, not like Pimium, where they always use Pam.
The writer sounded the same.
Yeah.
But this episode in particular, you said, is funny because of the song.
Yes.
The Lil Sebastion song, and that is why you want to do this.
5,000 candles in the wind.
Okay.
Part of
lot
Andy's character has really blossomed in this musical aspect. And I think this is the first one that you actually come away singing the song in your head.
So
this is the first time he's shown as a competent musician, because the joke until now has been that he's terrible, right?
Well,
yeah.
Yeah. The joke is that he's a competent musician but not successful.
Yes.
Jean-Ralphio's in this one. I love this guy. He's so obnoxious.
Yeah, that's...
He's the most likable, unlikable person in the show.
I don't know, his twin sister,
Oh, she's nice.
is up there too.
Okay, so this is
I put up
also
with that for a
introduces Tom Haverford's entrepreneurial, where he and Jean-Ralphio are trying to discuss business ideas.
Okay. Before Tom leaves the
And
Parks
works
and
with
Rec
him.
department. Okay.
Because he sees him and thinks, going
Winner.
to the top with this.
And we find out his father is the Fonz, and his father's like a dentist or something.
Correct?
So they're just moderately wealthy.
This is where they come up with the idea for Entertainment 720.
There's a terrible name. Entertainment 720.
Well, it's an even more terrible business.
Oh,
So it
that's
really
good.
sets you up for it, I think.
So like we were talking about, Tom doesn't grow a whole lot, but this is one of the few ways that he does, is that he wants to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah, he definitely wants to be something more than just a guy that works the parks department.
I don't know.
So it's still fairly early in the show then.
Such a bouncy, bubbly theme song, and all these lovely images. Well, most of them. There was a mural, I didn't see any atrocities in that one.
I don't think that the mural is going to have the atrocities in it.
No, probably
Yeah.
not.
He
That's
died
not-
last night.
That's just too high.
Yeah. So Ron really loved that tiny horse And everyone did, but
He's
it almost
especially emotional.
sounds like Ron wants a flag to drag on the ground instead of being in F-mass.
Oh, Donna in her car.
So Andy is a shoe shiner?
Yeah.
In City Hall. And he also sells his CDs among other candy and...
Did he, like, accidentally shine somebody's shoe and then get
Like,
that
how did he
job?
fall into
Didn't
that
the guy
job? I
Yeah.
don't know.
die while he was...
Well, yeah, it was like a shoe shining shop, and then it eventually just, every time they showed it, it became something more, and then eventually running like a small,
convenience store
Yes.
in a hallway.
it's so good.
So does Ann work for Parks and Rec at this point?
Public health, maybe? Or health? Part-time job here.
Okay.
We just got that. Whole room to herself.
Oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Liaison.
That makes sense. Makes sense for her.
Uh-huh.
That is how you have to pronounce that. She gets her own office, working part-time.
Oh, she's the entire public health department.
Alright, fair enough.
Okay, here we go.
Something like Candles in the Wind, but 5,000 times better.
Okay, which explains the 5,000 candles. Alright, well, I can't wait for that.
This started the literally and everything.
Yeah, that's
Did it? I
kind
thought he
of-
always sort of said that.
Anne and Chris are better than who?
Ann and Mark.
Chemistry, not chemistry, chemistry, on and off and
I
on.
thought they were okay. They don't end up together.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they have a baby.
Oh, yeah.
Have to move to Bloomington.
Bloomington, Indiana.
Yeah, big city. Here's Leslie not wearing a pantsuit.
Why is she not wearing a pantsuit?
Because she wants to impress Ben.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, she...
Looks impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Nepotism clause. I forgot about that.
So they're not supposed to have,
Correct.
Because I think
no banging or loud.
No nepotism.
or they have to disclose it or something.
In our district, you cannot
Fraternize?
in your same department.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. Lots of places have that. I just... Okay, at least April's on it.
Yeah.
Then horses don't fly.
2/3 of Aubrey Plaza's performance in this series is her making funny faces to the camera.
For sure.
She does a pretty decent impersonation of Sarah Silverman as well.
In this series or in general?
In her stand-up.
Oh, okay.
And one of her impersonations in her stand-up is another stand-up.
So this is the memorial service?
yeah,
Correct.
Tom Haverford got Jean-Ralphio's production company to do it pro bono.
Oh. So is Rob Lowe funny in this? Because Rob Lowe's
He's-
funny in everything that I've seen him in. But like a real smart funny.
I don't know. Like,
He's
some
quirky.
points he's kind of obnoxious.
He's quirky. I wouldn't say he's overly smart.
Oh.
He's
not
literally into fitness.
Is that something he says?
He says
that's
literally
his quote.
all the
That's
time,
his
and he
catchphrase.
like raisins are nature's dessert.
Beets are nature's candy from Doug.
Right.
Beets.
Ba, ba, ba,
They're nature's
ba.
candy. Yeah, Doug. Cartoon Doug. Doug did it first.
Battlestar.
Bears and beets. So what's this deal with Ben and Leslie? Like they can't continue their relationship. And
They
they're
just
gonna-
started dating, but Ben's Leslie's boss, technically,
And
Okay.
so their boss, Chris,
who's now the city manager, I think, right?
is going to have to fire them.
If he finds out that they're...
Okay, so they're gonna pay off this guy that technically doesn't know anything because he doesn't know them.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Very
Probably
good.
just would have gone about his business and not thought about it.
Yeah.
Ever again.
All right, farewell, Lil Sebastion. All right, so his closest friends were other tiny horses. They're not quite as tiny as he was.
Right. Oh, I'm not sure about that. Well, I guess it was. Never
Yeah, he
mind.
was. Yeah,
Didn't
we
have
got to see that in the last
That's
episode when he
right.
was aroused.
Right.
Well-known stud. Literally a stud.
Yeah.
He tries.
Yeah.
No one's ever been able to say, but what about my poem, and not sound pathetic.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's true. The Cosmos, narrated by Aziz Ansari.
He's doing an English
So-
accent.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, and
He's
Chris.
crying because
right?
he has tendonitis.
Oh, okay. I'm like, why does he
No.
get it? Like, he should be as clueless as Ben. Like, he
No,
just moved here.
exactly.
He doesn't know.
No, he thinks he's dying.
Oh, okay.
Dan Quayle?
Yes.
That'd be hilarious. What do you think it was?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the song.
All right.
5,000 times better than a candle in the wind. This song is called 5,000 Candles in the Wind.
It does sound real country.
Yeah.
I believe this was playing at the Iowa State Fair.
This would have been playing at the tailgate on Saturday here.
Yeah.
Goosebumps.
That is amazing. So they're together, and in season 3, and for the whole series.
Yeah.
And like they don't do like the whole will they, won't they kind of thing.
No, I don't think.
They just really started flirting and hit it off really well and went there.
That's not really done in much of sitcom.
She pops out a couple of kids.
But that's his real wife.
The carpet matched the face.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's Always Sunny does that too, where Charlie's wife is actually the waitress.
Yeah. I was gonna say, what's her name, Chris?
Yeah, the waitress.
The waitress.
She doesn't have a name.
Her name's Waitress.
Yeah. She was on Will and Grace. That's who that was?
Yes.
Okay. I'm sure. The voice.
Emmy-winning.
Yeah.
That was me a week and a half ago.
Overreacting about your health?
Yeah.
What happened?
No, you're fine. You're 35.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that'll happen.
You
Don't
had
worry about
that. You want to talk about
it.
it?
Yeah, it gets any bigger, call me. It's Mouse Rat, and it's got a motorcycle and a taco on it. Tells you a lot.
Yep.
Actually, it does.
So they got married fast.
Yeah, it was like at a party at their house one night.
Yeah, it was a surprise wedding. Lil Sebastion.
Oh, that was his resignation letter?
Resignation.
Fireball that she planned.
Glad,
We
because it was
planned
planned.
So what is this, a group of like rich people?
Yeah, probably. They don't really say. It's kind of creepy.
They're both named Tammy?
Uh-huh.
It's his
Oh.
mom.
That's terrible.
Tamra. Like, Tammy 1 so terrifying, it terrifies Tammy 2.
Yeah.
She GTFOs.
Yes. This seems like a horrible setup, like that none of this is true and that they're just fishing for information.
Right, yeah. Tell us your secrets. I do like that they ran that whole season-long campaign with Paul Rudd. It was a great addition. Yeah.
Oh, man!
And,
Now I'm going to have to watch this.
Great
We missed
character.
Louis C.K. too, I forgot.
I do like that they have this actual NBA player here
On
to like set them
retainer.
straight. Yes, on retainer, and
And he's-
is giving them good
Uh-huh.
financial advice.
Yeah.
Oh, nice block. Don't shove an NBA player.
Oh, yeah. I like Jean-Ralphio is like a giant 31-year-old, 10-year-old.
Yeah, he's big.
Like, he got out of that desk and then went through the couch. Like, I don't know if that was direction or if he just
Uh-huh.
he was
He's like, I'm going to
inspired.
do this, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, it's just brilliant.
Just
Roll
go
across
nuts.
it.
And then he pushes the NBA player on his back. I thought that was just brilliant.
Yeah.
So.
Good episode.
That was a good episode.
So the song evolves with the series, and they play it again at the series finale. And
Oh,
it has different verses, and it's record quality.
they sell it on iTunes?
Probably.
I'm sure, yeah.
I mean, why
With
not?
Duke Silverman.
Duke
Oh.
with the company.
Duke Silver accompanying.
So you do saxophone?
Yes.
'Cause- okay, so I've seen, that's another thing that I saw enough of one episode to know
Who that is.
what that is, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like you've got a lot of different pieces. You just need to
Yeah,
watch a few and
little
you'll
tiny
find-
things here, yeah.
You'll find it.
But now I do want, if Paul Rudd's going to show up, I do want to watch it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love the continuity in the show. Like, their lives just keep continuing. Like, she meets Ben and they get married, and then they're still married for a while, and then they just have kids, and then they're still married with kids. And she goes through this campaign, and she fails, and then she
Oh.
moves on to something else,
Mhm.
and
Succeeds.
it's just I like there's an arc of realism and fluidity there that I don't see, certainly in How I Met Your Mother, I don't see in a lot of other sitcoms. Sort of grounds it, makes it more wholesome, more heartland, you know.
Well, that yes, the Midwest sort of feel. Actually, that's something that is interesting. You bring up the idea of like the realism that like she tries at stuff and then like fails.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of shows don't do that. Or if you try something that's for one episode not for a mini like in an actual story arc. Like I'm
Sure.
picturing what you're talking about. Running for office isn't going to be one episode long.
Right. Well, and they bring their characters and friends, and they bring each other through all of these developments, too. We don't see Tom off by himself now all the time just because he's got a new business. He, just like Anne, can find a reason to come around and
Right? Yeah. Why?
spend
Why
hours hanging out for...
Yeah, is that why he said in that intro? It was like, it's only 2 blocks from City Hall.
not? Oh yeah. Right. Yeah. Because he can
Well,
just
that-
go over there whenever he wants.
Completely
Yeah.
irrelevant to everyone except the
Uh-huh.
television audience.
Right.
Yes.
What a great episode. Anything else you guys want to contribute about this episode or Parks and Rec in general?
Worth a watch.
Good series to watch all the way through. It ends well, which
It does.
doesn't happen often with sitcoms anymore. I think a lot of them nowadays just try to milk it for all it's worth without having any sort of real way to end it. And,
Were you telling me before that the end to Parks and Rec is less polarizing than a lot of other series finales? That's one of my thoughts, that a lot of series finales are really polarizing. We're like, there's plenty of people who love it, but there's plenty of people who hate it. Did you say that Parks and Rec is less like that?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't have a lot of opinions to look at, but for me, it didn't feel like they cheated the audience, like they did with How I Met Your Mother, where they set you up for one thing happening, and then the last 2 episodes are like, wait a minute, let's go back and pretend none of that happened.
And here's what happened over the last 7 years.
Right.
Well, and they do jump in Parks and Rec.
They do.
it so well.
But they
Yeah.
do, but they don't
They don't
use that as
overdo
an
it.
excuse to overwrite things they've done before.
And it's only like 2 years, right? Or
Yeah, 3 I
years.
think, between the 5th and 6th seasons. When I saw the second to last season and how that ended, and it's like 3 years later thing, I was very apprehensive going into the last season because
Yeah.
I thought they were going to do some kind of bullshit like that.
Yeah, I
But
saw
they
that.
didn't.
There's like a whole elevator door thing, and like they close the
Yeah.
doors, and 2 years later, they're like, what the hell is going
And
on?
everything's like changed, and you're like,
Yeah.
Like, oh, what are they doing? But
It worked out.
it was brilliant.
Yeah, good series to watch. Nice to see characters that you love.
A lot of movie stars in this show before they were movie stars.
Well, thanks for listening.
thanks
Thanks.
for having us.
Yeah, it's been fun. Tune in next week. We'll be back with another episode of How I Met Your Mother. Thanks for listening, everyone. Peace out.
Good night.
Good night.
Ciao.
Bye, bye, little Sebastion.
Dun, dun.